वेलकम बैक टू पाइथन अनलॉग्ड। इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ पाइथन ऑपरेटर्स। सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी टाइम लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। The very first category that we are having is arithmetic operators. So as we know what are arithmetic operators, where I am performing any sort of arithmetic operation over that, over a value. Simply I want to add the value, I want to subtract the value, I want to multiply the value, or I want to divide a value. ठीक है, सिंपल एग्जांपल, मेरे पास कोई वैल्यू है a, वेरिएबल है जिसमें कोई वैल्यू स्टोर है, लेट्स से 2। कोई एक और वेरिएबल है, लेट्स से b, उसमें कोई वैल्यू स्टोर है, लेट्स से 3। मेरे को इन दोनों को ऐड करना है, तो व्हाट आई विल सिंपली डूइंग a plus b. Now this plus is what? This plus is a arithmetic operator for addition. If I want to subtract, if I want to consider a difference, simply a minus b. अब माइनस क्या है? एक अर्थमेटिक ऑपरेटर जो मेरे को दो नंबर का डिफरेंस देगा, डिफरेंस प्रोवाइड करेगा. इफ आई वांट टू मल्टीप्लाई टू वैल्यूज, व्हाट आई सिंपली सपोज टू डू, a multiply b. Now a multiply b give me result of multiplication, that will give me 6 over here. If I'm interested in division, I'll be simply using backslash. That is basically for a division, a divided by b. Now see over here, if I'm only interested in a quotient part of a number, I'm not interested in remainder, I am interested in a quotient part. For example, let's say I am writing a divided by b. Okay, I am not interested in, let's say the value I'll be getting after division will be less something. I'll be getting, let's say, so I'll be getting in this scenario, let's say 0.6 if I'll be dividing 2 by 3. But if I'll be using the floor division over here, it will round off the value. It will round off the value to the nearest number, nearest whole number in simple. So it will give me 1 over here. It will discard the value after decimal. It will round off the value to the nearest whole number. Okay, that is the concept of floor division, that I simply supposed to use double backslash if I want to use the concept of floor division, if I want to round off the value of quotient part. Other is a modulus. If I'm interested in a remainder, I'm not interested in quotient part, I'm simply interested in a remainder, then I'll be using the modulus operator over there. And if I'm interested in, let's say I want to print 2 raised to power 3, simply I want to multiply 2 thrice. How I can do that? I'll be simply using double star over there, exponential operator. Simply 2, or you can simply say what I can do, a star multiply again star a star a star b. This will give me the simply the 2 raised to power 3. Answer of that means 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. That answer will be 8. I hope this is clear. Let's understand this in a better with the help of code. Okay, let's say I am taking any value, a is equal to 7, b is equal to, let's say, 2. I want to add two values, simply print a plus b. Now let's run this. Let's say I'm giving this file name operators. Now see over here, you are able to add two values over. If I want to subtract two values, how I can do that? Simply a minus b. If I'm interested in multiplication, I'll be using a star b. If I'm interested in division, as we have discussed, I'll be using backslash a. A backslash b. That means I want to divide value a with the value b. Okay, these are simple operators that we are having. So these are the values that we are getting. Now let's say I am interested in a floor division. I am not interested in the simple division portion. I am interested in, let's say if I'm dividing this a by b, what value I am getting over there? See, I am getting 3.5, but I am not interested in a decimal portion. I'm simply interested in a whole number. What I simply supposed to do, I can simply use, instead of simple division, I can use a floor division. That means instead of single backslash, I'll be using double backslash. So this will give me the quotient by rounding of the value to the nearest value that you will be having. Now see over here, 3.5 will be round off to 3 over here. Now consider, let's say I am dividing this particular value. Okay, let's say I'm dividing 11 with 2. What value I'll be getting? Save this. I'll be getting 5.5, and if I'll be using the floor division, what value I'll be getting? Simply round off to the nearest value. That means I'll be getting 5 over here. Let's run this first. Okay, let me clean the screen. So you can see what I am getting. The value is rounded off to the to the nearest whole number. That is 5 over here. I hope this is clear. Now next we are having a modulus operator. Modulus is basically what? When you are interested in a remainder. You are not interested in a quotient part, you are interested in a remainder. You're simply supposed to use percentage symbol over there. So the value that I'm getting in the remainder is 1 over here. Now let's say I want to multiply 2, or you can say I want to multiply 11 two times. What I can simply do, I'll be using exponential operator over there simply for raising the power. That means I want to raise the power of A by B. That simply means I want to multiply A n number of time. N number of time is what? B number of time over here. Let's run this. So 11 multiply 11 is 1 to 1. For example, I want to multiply this 11 20 times. Simply, now I want to multiply A 20 times the value that I am getting over here. So exponential operator simply means raised to power, whereas modulus operator is what? When you are interested in the remainder portion of a number, and floor division is a concept when you are only interested in a whole number. When you don't want to consider the number that is having value after decimal, you simply want to consider a whole number. So the floor division will round off the value to the nearest whole number when you are simply dividing the value, dividing a number. I hope this is clear. Arithmetic operators are clear for everyone. Let's move forward. Okay, so the very first task that we are having, write a program to read two input integer number from a user and display result of this. That means I need to take two input from user. Okay, and I need to perform all arithmetic operator on that. Let's do this first. Okay, so as we know how to take a value from user as input in integer, simply input, let's say enter A. Okay, so as this particular by default will take the value that is string in nature, as we need to take a value that is, let's suppose, that needs to be integer form, but I simply supposed to put int in front of this. Okay, or I need to take other value. Let's say I'm copying this portion, I'm writing b is equal to this portion and enter value of b. So what I supposed to do, I supposed to add number, I supposed to subtract a number, I supposed to perform basically all type of arithmetic operations on this a and b. So let's understand. So for adding two numbers, simply print a plus b, print a minus b, a multiply b. For adding two number, for multiplying two numbers, print a divided by b. If I'm interested in floor division, I'll be only interested in whole number, I'll be using floor division. Let's say if I want to raise the power by b, or if I'm interested in remainder only, then I'll be simply supposed to use modulus operator. Done. These are the basic arithmetic operators that we are having in Python. Let's run this. Okay, let's say I'm entering value 6, I'm entering value 3. So these are all the values that I'm getting over here. But if you clearly see from here I know that the result is for addition, this is for addition, this is for subtraction. But if I want to display this value is for addition, this value is for subtraction, what I can simply do, I simply, where I am doing this over here in the form, In a string form, I can simply write this. Now the particular word, this particular string will be printed as it is on my screen. Sum will be getting printed as it is on my screen. If I want to add, let's say, difference over here, difference, whatever you want to display, you're simply supposed to write in the form of string, and that will be getting printed as it is on screen. Let's say I'm writing 6, I'm providing 2 as input. So see over here, now this is providing more clarity that this value belongs to the sum, this value you are getting for a difference. And here if you want to write multiply, you can simply write multiply. If you want to get print multiply on screen, simply put multiply over here and you'll be getting that on screen. I hope this one is clear. You're supposed to take two value from user that are input in nature. Okay. If I'm trying to do this particular, this is basically what I'm taking integer value. I can same do for a float number. Okay. So arithmetic operator, simply we can add number, subtract number, multiply, divide, float division. When I'm interested in a whole number, simply this will discard the decimal portion and round off the value to the nearest number. Whereas if I want to multiply a number certain time, I simply supposed to use exponential operator over there. That is simply double star. Okay, I hope this is clear. Moving forward to task 2, that is what? Take a 3-digit number from a user. Okay, that means you need to take a again input that is an integer from user. Okay, print all the digit of a given number a. Okay, that means if user is entering any number, you need to print all the digit of that number. Okay, how? From last digit and to first one in a single line. Okay, by making use of arithmetic operators. That means you need to take a value. Let's say if I'm saying I'm taking any value a from user, if user is entering 1, let's say 2, 3. Let's say this is the input that user is entering. So what I'm interested in, I'm interested in all the digits. That means I'm interested in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that I need to separate, I need to fetch and need to print separated by space. I hope question is clear. User will be entering any input, we simply supposed to fetch all the digit from that number and print those digit. Okay, by making use of arithmetic operator. So now first thing that will come to your mind, let's say if the value, if instead of taking value from user, how I can create a logic. If I simply want to use plus over here or other type of symbol, let's say multiply, minus, how I can do that? Simply if I can simply form my equation and I can simply end up to the conclusion that this particular number, this is how the number can be fetched, right? But here, instead of taking a value from, instead of assigning a value to variable, what I supposed to do? Instead of assigning value like this, if I'm assigning value like this, I can create certain sort of condition where I can fetch 3, 2, 1, right? But here I am taking value from user. So how I can do that? Let's discuss this first. So that means I cannot make use of simple arithmetic operator. I cannot make use of plus, minus, multiply for forming such condition. I can make use of other operators. Means I cannot use plus, minus, multiply, divide. So how I can do this? Let's say take a very simple example. As I need to take input from user, that is in an integer form. Okay, let's say, okay, yeah, I am taking value that is integer from user. Okay, now I am interested in a last digit, second digit and the first digit. How I can do that? Let's say if I want to fetch a first digit. Okay, how I can fetch that? Let's say I want to fetch firstly digit 1. I'm writing, taking one variable for my easiness. If I divide that value a, say not simply divide, if I'm using a floor division over here, I'm taking a floor division in consideration and I am dividing that with 100. Okay, let's say I'm printing digit 1. If I run this, let's see what value we are getting. If I'm entering, let's say 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this is working. I am able to fetch my very first value, that is 1 over here. Okay, now I am interested in this particular is giving me a first value. Let's say I'm writing for my easiness. First value. If I'm interested in fetching now second value, digit 2 is equal to what I simply supposed to do, I'll be dividing my number a floor division with 10. That means I'll be dividing, that means floor division by 10, I'll be getting again 1. Okay, 1 divided by 1 divided by, let's say, modulus 10. That means I'll be taking whatever value. That means what I'm simply doing over here, I'll be dividing the value a with the 10. I am interested in a whole number, so I'll be using the floor division over here. And whatever output I'll be getting for this operation, I'll be taking, I'll be applying the modulus operator with respect to 10 to that value. Okay, let's see what output I'll be getting. Print digit 2. Let's run this. I'm entering 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this is working when I'll be dividing. I hope this is clear. When I'll be dividing any value, floor division with respect to, I'll be taking, let's say with respect to 100, I'll be getting the first value. If I am taking the floor division with respect to, and whatever value I'll be getting after this operation, I'll be dividing, I'll be interested in a remainder of that. Okay, so I'll be getting the digit 2 over there. Okay, next is what I am interested in. This is giving me a second value. Now I left with only third value. How to do that? Simply, let's say I'm taking any variable digit 3 is equal to a, uh, let's say for time being I'm considering modulus 10. If I'm dividing a by 10, I'll be modulus 10. That means I'll be interested in a remainder of a value. And let's say print this digit 3 as well. So this is basically what third value I'll be getting. Let's run this. I am having, let's say, 1, 2, 3. So I am getting 1 over here, I am getting 2 over here, I am getting 3. This was the question. I supposed to print all the values separately, separated by space. I am able to fetch the values, but what I need to do, I need to print that into the single line separated by space. So I'll be commenting out this print portions. What I will simply do, I'll be writing a simple print statement, print digit 1, comma, digit 2, comma, digit 3. Now, this is the thing that I am getting over here. Let's say run this. I am entering 1, 2, 3. So, I am able to fetch all the values 1, 2, 3 in the way I want. But, as per question, what I need to do? See over here. I need to I need to print from last digit to first digit, and I am printing from first to last digit. So what I'll be doing, instead of fetching 1 first, I'll be fetching 3, then 2, then 1. Let's run this now. So let's say, well, firstly let me clean this, rerun this. 1, 2, 3. So this is what I am getting over here. I am able to fetch all the values separated by space over here, from first last value, second last value, and the first value. I hope this concept is clear. For your better understanding, what we can do, we take one simple example and try to solve that mathematically, and then we will again come to this program. Let's focus on that first. Let's say user is entering 7 1 1 as the input number. Okay, that means I need to fetch 7 1 and a 1. Or let's say how I'll be able to do that simply. So let's say firstly I want to fetch the 7. How I can do that? I need to divide the entire number. Which division I supposed to consider? I supposed to consider a floor division. That floor division will give me a 7. Let's understand this. Let's move to code first. Let's say this input is this one. Um, okay, number is that we are interested in is in 711, and which value I'm interested? I am interested in first value. So I'm getting 7 over here. That means this particular thing, that a floor division I'll be taking with respect to 100 will give me the first value when I'm dealing with a 3-digit number, right? If I'm interested in 2-digit number, what I simply supposed to do? I simply supposed to consider, as we know, I supposed to divide a value floor division with respect to 10, and whatever value I'll be getting, let's say print, or let's say digit 2 I am writing, I need to divide my value floor division, means I'll be getting quotient, whatever quotient that I'll be getting I need to consider modulus. That means I'll be interested in the remainder. Okay, if I print this d2, let's run this. I am entering 711, and you can see this also is giving me a 1. Okay, whereas if I'll be interested in a third number, I simply supposed to take the uh, floor division with respect to 100. d3 will be floor division with respect to 100. Let's say print d3. If I run this, you are able to get all the values that we are having in a number. Hold on, I need to fetch last number. That means I'll be taking modulus over here, my bad. Okay, yeah, let's run this. Okay, let's rerun this by clearing the screen. 711. So over here you can see what I am getting. I am getting 7, I am getting 1, and what value I am getting, the last, that one you can see over. I need to consider 10 over here, not 100. That was the issue, that's why I was getting 11 over there. Now let's say 711. So you can see I am getting first value, I am getting second value, I am getting third value. I hope this is clear. That means this is a standard way. If I'll be try to create logic using addition, multiplication, or subtraction, that will be the value dependent, right? If I'll be creating expression, that will be depending upon for which value this particular thing will be working. But this is a standard expression that will work on or for fetching first digit, second digit, and the third digit from the value for all the values that user is entering. Now your task is you need to take 4-digit value from user, and you need to fetch all the values, all digits one by one. Firstly, you need to fetch first, second, third, and fourth. Then you need to print all the 4 value separated by space on screen. This thing you need to share in the comment section below. In case you are having any doubt in arithmetic operators, do put in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.